Let's talk about protein. Protein is my favorite macronutrient. So many benefits. All right, so the importance of protein. I can give you lists and lists, but we're going to go over the basics. It's going to help maintain your muscle. It's going to help build muscle, repair muscle. Muscle is the key to longevity of life. The more muscle you have, the longer you'll live, research has shown. So we want to maintain our muscle mass. A lot of times when you do these fad diets and shots and things like that, you're losing your muscle mass along with fat mass. So you're losing weight. We want to lose fat, not weight. So the more protein you can eat, the better it'll maintain that. Protein also keeps you fuller longer. So it helps control your appetite. The more protein you eat, the fuller you'll be for a longer period of time. All right. Metabolic benefits. I mean, it takes your body more work. It's more work for your body to break down protein. Therefore, you're burning more calories by eating more protein. So it's such a win-win. It maintains your muscle and it helps you burn more calories, which essentially speeds up your metabolism. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to calculate your protein. Now, I want you to keep in mind, these numbers really mean nothing because you have to have a starting point first. All right, I'm going to give you the numbers you should shoot for, but in saying that, we'll talk about why you don't want to increase protein too quickly. All right, so if I tell you should be at 120 grams of protein and you're really only eating 50 grams of protein, well, if you increase over the next couple of days 50 to 120, you're going to have digestive issues. You're not going to have very good bowel movements, and you're not going to be very happy. Nobody likes that feeling. So protein, you want to increase basically 10 to 15 grams a day for a week. See how your body adapts. If you're regular, then you can add more the next week. But you have to go slowly. As you increase protein, you're going to want to also increase your water and increase your fiber. Okay? Super, super important. So let's talk about how to calculate your protein. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate here. Let's say you're 150 pounds. All right, and you want to calculate your protein, you're going to take 0.8. Now, 0.8 is the minimum, so 0.8 grams per body weight. So times it by 0.8. If I'm doing math right, I don't have my calculator on me. It's 120 grams. All right, so 120 grams of protein is where you'd want to be. Now, if you are over 150 pounds, so say you're 200 pounds, you want to take your goal weight and times it by 0.8, not your body weight. So if you're 150 or less, you will use your actual body weight. If you are 151 or higher, you'll use your goal weight. All right, so say you're 200 pounds, your goal weight's 160. So let's erase this. 160 pounds is the goal weight times 0.8 is 128 grams. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, you can always drop it in the community. You can go anywhere from 0.8 to 1.4, 1.5 grams per body weight. I'm personally at like 1.5 grams per body weight. All right, so I like my clients at about 1 gram per body weight over time. Again, we got to build up to it. So if I have a client whose goal weight is 150 pounds, then I want them eating about 150 or a little bit more than that per day. Now you're probably saying, holy shit, that's a lot of protein. Well, it is, but you'll get used to it. And we have all types of protein hacks on how to increase your protein. Actually, if you click the resource below, there's all different examples on how to get 30 grams of protein in a meal. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about next. It's how to work the numbers backwards. So If you need 120 grams of protein and you eat 3 meals a day, you do the math, right? 40 grams per meal. Now, if you're having protein snacks between, like some hard-boiled eggs, some Greek yogurt, you would factor those in. So let's say you have 2 eggs, it's 15 grams. It's not exactly 15 grams, but I'm just using it for simple math. And say your yogurt's 20 grams. There's 35 grams right there. So you'd take your 120 minus the 35, which are your snacks. You'd get that number and then divide by 3. All right, so let's do this out. All right, so you have 120 grams of protein you need per day. Your snacks come out to 35 grams. All right, so that comes out to 10, 9, 8, 85, 95, 85, 85, right? Yeah, 85. Working on my math skills. All right, so 85 grams. You got to divide that by 3. And now I have to do math. So 90 grams would be 30. So let's say about 28 grams roughly per meal, plus your snacks. All right. In each meal, you'd have 28 grams. So you have to work your numbers backwards. All right. So basically, if you are tracking with MyFitnessPal, you would just build it out ahead of time, like the night before. Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to sabotage your results. All right. So having a plan and planning it out the day before, you'll know exactly how much protein you're getting in. All right. So any questions on any of this, drop it in the community. But basically, you're just taking your weight or your goal weight and timesing it by 0.8. That's where you want to build to. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't just go to that number unless you're close to it. So if your goal is 120 and you're eating 100, you can increase to 120. I'm okay with that. But if you're at 90 or less, go up slowly until you get to that number. All right? We'll see you in the next training.